so these are some of the considerations that we have to have when approaching this. It must be clear, it must be open. I can say that when I went to do khidbah, to propose to my wife, the very first question she asked me, do you intend to get married to another wife? That's the very first question she asked me. I do not know the future, but at least at that point in time I could say, no, I don't intend to get married to anybody else. All right? And up to now, alhamdulillah, that's the way it is. So we try to what? You have to look at the whole situation, study the whole situation, and it cannot be something selfish. Malik mentioned that point. It can't just be about myself and what I want without thinking about the consequences for my family and children and everything else. All of these we have to look at all of this, and marriage is about compromising to a great extent so that we also ensure the other person's happiness and comfort and so on, whilst we're thinking about ourselves. Just before, sister wanted to mention something.
This is a very controversial issue and a very interesting discussion. Just thinking, a lot of people here are probably not even married. So I was just hearing this word, the problem of getting married probably is finding a spouse. So I'm not sure how much discussion you had, that. But just in terms of the point, it's a very serious point, and polygamy is really the exception rather than the norm. In Islam, it's about solving all the problems, and there are solutions to every problem. So it was a form of social welfare. The purpose of marriage, when you look at what the Quran says, is what? To find sakina. It's about the objective of it. While you have other, the main thing is that you may find sakina in each other. And I think that's very important. But just back to the point about the secrecy of marriage and that. Marriage is about the most important decision that we be making. And it's not patronizing, just kind of consultation, or you just talk to the wife or whatever. This is a very serious thing for the families. Big issues as well. You may be bringing in AIDS. You may be bringing in diseases into that. So imagine you have a secret marriage with somebody else and exposing your current family, current wife to that. These are life and death kind of situations as well. So I think sometimes we very, we allow this group we're looking at all the issues, but sometimes the attitude in which this is discussed and dealt with is a very kind of superficial and glib one, and very flippant. Oh, she doesn't want, with many situations, 1 and 1 equals 0, because of the issues that result from it and the negative stuff. So I think it's really about understanding the context of this, also culturally, relevant. In some societies, a man is not looked upon as a real man unless he has multiple wives. Other societies not. So I think you can't impose certain things as well in societies on people. Have we assessed the kind of depression and mental health issues that people who may be in these situations suffer, along with women and the children and so on? I mean, some may work out well, but have we really analyzed all of these things? So I just want us to really consider these issues when we are looking at them.
So I think that just adding to what we've been saying all along, that we have to take all of these things into consideration and study the matter out, and every situation will be different from the other. And I was about to mention that point about culture, because in many, many countries in Africa, for example, they say, for example, I was listening, a sheikh was visiting us in Guyana a couple of months ago, and he said in their country, in Ghana, they usually say to somebody when he's arguing a lot, shut up, you're not even a man yet, you only have one wife. So don't even say anything. Their culture, that's perfectly okay. They don't have a problem with that. So that's something else to take into consideration. But definitely, we have to study the situation. Malik, you want to make one final point? Well, of course, the adhan is going. So if you can finish off, inshallah.
I was going to end on a point, and Sister touched upon it. Just to give you a very quick story. There's a man called Al-Jahid, who was an Arabic poet and also Mu'tazili. He was like the cleverest man of his time, very clever, but he was very ugly. So a young, beautiful woman came to him and said, I want to get married to you. And he asked her why. I'm an ugly man, I'm an old man. She said, because I want our children to have your intelligence and my beauty. He said, what if they have my beauty and your intelligence? So the idea is, basically the idea is marriage. There's your interest and the spouse interest, but also in the long term, you're going to be dead soon, 50 years time. So is the children not going to continue? So you should try the benefit of your children as well, not just your own sort of life and your temporary.
Good. So consider everything as we get taking the next steps, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan.
I just have a comment to make, right? And I understand what Sister Sherry was saying, but I think that we need to look at social issues. And is there, like, in reality, is there a place that community can play in these social issues? My biggest shock was entering college, and the first course I did was, should polygamy be allowed? And this was by now
Mm-hmm.
and it was discovered that they have, our Caribbean men have so many outside women and so many children without the partners that it wouldn't help.
All right. I think we need to close, right? Because it's a very long discussion. Perhaps if there is some other opportunity, we can continue with it. But inshallah, we'll close. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.